When you think of martial arts, one name rises above all others: Bruce Lee. A man who didn't just revolutionize combat, but also transformed how we perceive life itself. What was it that made Bruce Lee more than just a martial artist? What philosophy drove him to legendary status? Today, we delve into the profound philosophy behind Bruce Lee's approach to martial arts and discover how he unleashed the dragon within. 1. The roots of Bruce Lee's philosophy. Bruce Lee's philosophy was a fusion of many influences, East and West, ancient and modern. Born in San Francisco and raised in Hong Kong, Lee grew up at the crossroads of cultures, and this mix shaped his unique way of thinking. He trained under the great Ip Man, mastering Wing Chun, but his thirst for knowledge pushed him beyond traditional martial arts boundaries. Lee's early exposure to philosophy, especially the works of Laozi and Jiddu Krishnamurti, transformed his view of martial arts into a path for self-discovery and personal expression. This became the cornerstone of his unique martial philosophy, Jeet Kune Do. 2. Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Jeet Kune Do, or the way of the intercepting fist, stands as Bruce Lee's most significant contribution to martial arts. But what is it really? More than a mere fighting style, Jeet Kune Do was Lee's personal expression, a style without rigid forms or patterns, fluid and adaptable, much like water. Lee believed that traditional martial arts were too confined by rules and structure. He sought to break these limitations, creating a system that was flexible and responsive to any situation. Jeet Kune Do is all about efficiency, directness, and simplicity, using no way as the way and no limitation as the limitation. To Bruce Lee, martial arts were about expressing oneself honestly, without being hindered by tradition. This was a radical idea, but it resonated globally because it transcended martial arts and became a philosophy of life. 3. The philosophy of self-expression. Bruce Lee often said, "All knowledge leads to self-knowledge." This quest for self-discovery was at the core of his philosophy. He believed that through martial arts, one could learn more about themselves, their strengths, weaknesses, and limits. More importantly, one could learn to go beyond these limitations. For Lee, martial arts were deeply personal, not just a physical challenge, but a mental and spiritual journey. He urged his students to absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. In essence, Lee was encouraging us to be true to ourselves, to find our unique path in life, and to express ourselves genuinely. The influence of Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism profoundly influenced Bruce Lee's approach, emphasizing living in the moment and finding inner peace. Zen teaches that enlightenment comes from within, through meditation and self-reflection. This concept was deeply embedded in Lee's martial philosophy. He believed the mind was the most powerful weapon a martial artist could possess. He often spoke of the importance of being fully present and aware, a state of mindfulness that Zen calls being in the moment. In combat, this means being in perfect harmony with your surroundings, your opponent, and yourself. For Bruce Lee, martial arts were a form of moving meditation. Every punch, every kick, was an opportunity to clear the mind and focus entirely on the present. This Zen-like focus allowed Lee to achieve a level of mastery that few have ever reached. 5. The art of fighting. Without fighting. One of Bruce Lee's most famous teachings is the art of fighting without fighting. At first glance, this might sound contradictory, but it is actually a profound statement on conflict resolution. Lee believed that the highest goal of martial arts is not to harm others, but to protect oneself. He often said that the best way to win a fight is to avoid it altogether. The art of fighting without fighting is about finding ways to resolve conflicts peacefully, without violence. In his film Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee brilliantly demonstrated this concept by outsmarting an opponent without throwing a single punch. This scene captures his belief that wisdom and strategy are far more powerful than brute force.